Hey everybody, welcome out to another episode of Balled Up Genetics. My name is Lloyd, and if you like reptiles, then this channel's for you. If you can first do me a favor by subscribing down below if you haven't already, turn on that post notification bell so every time we upload a video, you'll be informed. And of course, if you can share these videos, it'll help our channel grow even more. Today's topic is going to be about ball python, lethal combinations, and genetic deformities. So stay tuned. So when breeding ball pythons, really any reptile in general, you have to be really aware of what some of the genetic abnormalities can be by crossing some of these genes. Now in the ball python world, the surge in ball python productivity over the last 15 years, all these different morphs that we've gotten out of them, through the years there have been genetic abnormalities found out between putting certain genes together, and this is something that we really have to be aware of when breeding these animals. Luckily, in a lot of cases, people have come across these combinations in the past, and now we all know about them, so we can avoid putting them together and getting some of these lethal combinations where these females will die when they lay eggs, or the babies will die before they hatch out or soon after they hatch out. The main problems that we've seen in ball pythons is what's called wobble. The head is when it's elevated off the ground. Ooh, let me put this back in. So it's when the head is elevated off the ground, it wants to, it sits there and it wobbles, or it starts to corkscrew, and that's a neurological problem that's specific in that gene. So some of the morphs that have this wobble problem are spider, woma, hinogene woma, and champagne can have it. So you don't really want to breed animals that have severe wobble. Another one is called duckbill. Here's a picture right here of it. It's just like the name says, it's where the maxilla and the mandible, so the upper jaw, the lower jaw, are flattened and widened, and it resembles a duck's bill, so hence the name. You can come across those usually when you're doing super forms. So like if you breed cinnamon to cinnamon, you can have this potentially happen. If you breed black pastel to black pastel, this can come out in that form also. Another one is called shark face, and here's a picture of it. Is where the lower jaw or the mandible is sizably smaller than the upper jaw or the maxilla, and it of course resembles a shark. So this is a genetic problem that you also have to be aware of. What morph of ball python can potentially cause this to happen? Another one is called kinking. Here's a picture of kinking. Kinking is basically a deformity in the spine, somewhere along the spine. As you can see from the picture, it's going to be bent. Another one is called bug eye. Just like the name says, they have very large eyes. Another one is where they have extremely small eyes. Some of these, like the eye problems, the shark face, the duckbill, can be caused by incubation errors and parameters, but a lot of it has to do with the genetics of the snake also, or the gene or the morph of the snake. You also have some lethal combinations. In the case of like champagne, like this male right here, I'm not going to breed him to any other champagne because that's a lethal gene. I'm also going to watch what I breed him to, anything that may have any kind of wobble, head wobble to them, or corkscrewing. But again, this is also a gene you don't want to put with spider. You don't want to put it with a couple other of the genes that are out there. It can cause genetic problems. Another lethal morph are spiders. If you put a spider to a spider or a spider to a champagne, typically the offspring don't make it. They don't make it after hatching out. They don't make it shortly after hatching. Now this has spider in it. This is actually a super pastel bamboo spider. I don't have a lot of spider in my collection, but what I do, I have to be aware of what I breed it to. Spider is, again, a gene that has wobble. I have not seen that in her, but that doesn't mean she's not going to pass it on to her offspring. So I have to really make sure genetically who I breed her to is pretty strong in those genes, so I can diminish wobble in anything that I would have from her. I like spider. I think it does a lot of great things in different combinations. You just have to be aware that it does carry wobble, and you don't want to be breeding anything that's going to have severe wobble to it. You can have them as pets, but I wouldn't be breeding any of them. So again, spider gene not only carries wobble, but it also can be lethal in certain combinations to the offspring. So the banana or the coral glow is really one of the exceptions to a lot of things going on with ball pythons. So far, this is the only morph that we found a sex-linked issue with. And what I mean by that is that they will produce, when bred to another snake, all the offspring that are bananas can potentially just be all males. And then it will be the opposite for the non-banana or coral glow snakes. So we refer to them as male makers, which means that male is only going to make male banana or coral glows. Now there are female bananas, and they do make both. They can make also female makers, where all the bananas are females and everything else typically are males. So you need to know when breeding bananas if you have a male maker or not, because potentially all you're going to produce with bananas can be just males. It's a very interesting. You can get really deep into what's going on with bananas and coral glows when it comes to this. There's a lot of other videos out there that really get into detail about explaining what's going on with the banana coral glow and its sex-linked gene on making males or making females. I don't know if I'm going to get into doing that because there's a lot of great ones out there, and you can just look those up and find out exactly what's going on. If you want me to, I can. Just let me know in the comments below, and we can cover just this morph and what's going on with it making males or making females. Hey guys, so that was it. That was just, a little basic overview of some of the genetic defects and lethal combinations that you can make with ball pythons. I hope it helped you guys out, informed you a little bit. Just remember, you have to do your research before you start pairing some of these snakes together. Thankfully, a lot of great breeders in the last 10, 15 years have had to do the trial and error for us, and they've found these errors in genes, so we don't have to go and have that happen to us. So again, just remember to do your research, know who you're pairing and what the outcome can be, and I hope everybody's having a great season, and we'll see you again on the next episode. Take care, everybody.